And no marketing strategy is going to fix that.
Welcome to Marketing with Vino, the edutainment business growth podcast, mixing education and entertainment to make growing your service business much more fun. Your hosts, Quinton Venter, online marketing expert, and Gabby Kowalski, creator of the Business Freedom Formula, have a glass of wine and share powerful and up-to-date strategies to help grow your service business fast.
Hey guys, welcome to another amazing episode. Marketing with Vino. Joining us is the most amazing Gabs. Welcome, Gabs.
Hello, awesome. Hello, sexy people. It is fantastic to be chatting with you. We've got something so awesome to be... Actually, Quinton and I have been having this conversation for the last week, and we've been dying to press record and have it with you. So,
It's been literally, since we got off the call last week, we had this epic chat. And I've continued that conversation amongst other clients, other friends, expanding on the
Me
idea.
too.
Been sending Gabs voice messages like, Gabs, just listen to this. I just got to get this off my chest. And it's just been evolving. We're like, done. We are talking about this next Tuesday. Here we are. This is awesome. Tell me, what are you sipping on? What is that what you just poured?
It's called Giant Steps, and it's a nice Pinot from the Yarra Valley region. And there's a story behind this wine. What are you sipping on?
I've got a Pinot as well. Thought I'd join you.
Yay!
We've got Taylor's, obviously sponsored by Taylor's.
Of course. Either way, though, we're in total rapport. Go Taylor's, go Pinot. Pinot is meant to be a lot healthier for us, people. So went to a seminar, and they told me drink Pinot, and I said okay. Don, if Tyler Tolman, and who's like really well known for helping people cure all sorts of diseases, he's an expert in his field. Says, Gabs, drink Pinot. I say yes, I shall. And
Pour it down.
I'm being a good little girl. It's funny. This particular wine I just had at a restaurant. I was celebrating on Sunday night.
Ching, by the way.
Thank you. Cha-ching, ching. Quinton, I truly believe that everything we complete, we should celebrate because it creates momentum and flow. That when we don't celebrate the small wins, we actually don't experience the big wins as deliciously as we could.
Yeah.
What's your take on that?
Totally. You got to celebrate your wins. You got to. Otherwise, there's nothing special about it. Otherwise, you're just like, oh, I completed this, and then it brings you all down. But if you celebrate each and every win, it releases the dopamine hit. It's like, hell yeah, dopamine junkie. Let's do more. Let's get it done. Totally celebrate your wins each and every time.
Oh, 110%. And look, depends on which camp you fall in. Some people are people that are really results focused, and they tend to live in the future, which means that, they're like, there's the outcome, go, 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 got it. And they feel good for a moment. However, they find themselves back in the race, back in the race, back in the race. And to be honest with you, you kind of live like, there's this existence that's a bit of a roller coaster where there's, you're happy, 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 and then you're like, not good enough, keep going, keep going. Whereas if you celebrate, if you're one of these people and you decide and make a choice, because everything's a friggin' choice, if you decide that you will celebrate every single win, every single completion, and give it presents, what you find is that you spend a hell of a lot more time happy. Yeah. So some people are results people, some people are process people. And process people kind of tend to celebrate a fair bit. The results people tend to not as much. They'll celebrate the really big thing, but not so much the small thing. Yeah. So on Sunday, I took this up I actually took this on because I traditionally am wired as a results person. I've rejigged myself to be more of a process person, and I must admit I'm enjoying it a lot better now. The journey, enjoy the journey type person. Yeah. And so on Sunday, I ran a killer event for my first class beautiful clients, and we celebrated at the end by myself, my head crew, and one of my awesome clients going out and having some food and some wine. And I bought the best wine I could find on the menu, and they served it to us in these big ass glasses and it just tasted wickedly awesome. And I really wanted more of it. And because, quite frankly, the universe loves me, we were driving home, pulled into a bottle shop, and this exact wine was there, and it was less than half price of what I paid for it at the restaurant. So as you can imagine, I bought a few bottles. So that's my story with this one. This wine represents celebration and remembering to actually be present and to celebrate as you grow and as you live.
That's beautifully said.
Yeah. Upon that note, guys, we really want to share this really cool thing with you. And you know what? I'm going to let Quinton tell you what it is, what problem we're solving today, and what we promise to give you with this content.
Cool. So the promise, let's say this. The problem that we're solving is self-sabotage, and how you're self-sabotaging your own success, your own goals. And what we are giving you is two keys. The number one, inside of what you need to do, and then the second key is externally as to how you can actually achieve your goals. Now, this entire conversation took place when Gabs and I were sharing our results and how certain campaigns were going, and a lot of confession going on backwards and forwards. Actually, it was just a lot of honesty, transparency as to where are we in making progress. And it just got me thinking as we were talking about this, and the stuff that Gabby was sharing is, what if the success that we actually want, or the goals that we set that we think that we want, vibrationally, if the law of attraction is always on, we can achieve it. But if we're not vibrating at that frequency, we're actually repelling ourselves from it. So we get less of it. And we started talking, and it evolved into this big thing. And what we came to was basically just checking in that if you have set any goals around, let's just take health for example, that you want to lose 20 kilos by the end of the year, that is a fairly cool statement. It's a great goal to achieve. Now, moving forward, we look at what are some...
That is, unless, of course, you're already quite underweight, and then it's a terrible goal. But if you're overweight, then it's a great goal.
Let's just go with anything. Even if it's an income goal, you want to increase your income from 100K per annum turnover to 150K turnover per annum. We want to look at the possible positives that could be associated with achieving that goal. And obviously, if we just go with the health one for the moment, there's the increase of vitality, increase of energy, the better immune system, being able to do more, higher testosterone, higher sex drive, all these amazing things.
Feeling sexy, feeling awesome, feeling confident.
And being ready to go. Like it just gets you going. And being focused on that is awesome. Like that could really empower someone. But if we neglect the potential negatives that this could impact on your life, and if we take it from a health aspect, that if you want to change your health, you need to look at the food that you're taking in and the exercise that you're doing. Just to keep it very plain and simple, that certain things that you have to improve is the quality of food that you need to intake. You need to spend more time actually working out or doing physical activity or increasing your activity rate. The third thing is you might need to give up certain habits that are currently holding you back from achieving your goals. So let's say Friday social drinks. Fourthly,
a daily liter of ice cream.
Exactly. If there's any environmental issues or obstacles that you'll face, let's say with your spouse, that you want to achieve this healthy lifestyle, yet your spouse isn't a supporter of it, therefore you're constantly being held back. And if you look at those things just on a superficial level, the possible negative impact is huge. And we know that we can have more energy and we can have a greater body and feel sexy and all of that. But if we are actually looking at the negatives and we're not comfortable with those negatives, not comfortable with making those decisions of whether we can actually afford, if we have the resources to afford better quality food, or actually wanting to get up at a certain time to go and exercise or make time for it, or even eat boring while your spouse has an amazing yummy pizza, or going out and giving up certain activities, whether it's, let's just take the alcohol side of things, and your friends all of a sudden referring to you as being boring. If you're not cool with that aspect, then what you're actually vibrating at is there's more pain there. So you're vibrating at, oh my God, I actually don't want this success. I don't want this goal. I don't want to lose this weight because I'm not prepared to give up all of this. And you're constantly focusing on vibrating at that level. Therefore, you're screwing yourself up. You're self-sabotaging your own results. And as we spoke about this now in a business context, right? So taking it from a marketing point of view, that Gabby from my agency, as Gabby being the client, we need to reassess with our clients. We need to check in with our clients that if we have set certain goals, let's just say the goal is to onboard 10 new clients per month, to ask the client potentially what positives will that mean to your business, to your life, to your relationships if you were to achieve that. And obviously it's awesome, like more money, more freedom, more things to do things with, and happy days, right? But if we actually tune in what potential negatives could be associated with onboarding 10 new clients per month, we start looking at, is it actually viable? Can the business actually achieve that? Is it actually something that is obtainable without costing you more time, more money, and more freedom? I think that is it. It's breaking it down into time, money, and freedom, that what possible negative impacts it's around there. So yes, you may have the potential to take on 10 new clients this month, but what happens when we do that next month or the following month? What's happening to the systems that you currently have, the amount of time that you physically have to spend, and are you frankly happy with that? Do you want to achieve that? Are you happy to take on the workload of 10x or 20x or however many x each and every month? And when we actually tune in with that, that is where we can see where the client and vendor relationship lies, to see whether or not that even if we perform the most amazing strategy, that if we're not on the same team, if we're not vibrating on the same level, who's sabotaging whose results, and who does that come down to?
I love that, and this is where this is a gift for you. Listening, I really want you to ask yourself, what is the goal that you're wanting in business? Because ultimately, if you're listening to us, it's because you want to grow your business. If your business was already at the level you wanted it to be at, you would probably not be listening to this. You'd be listening to something else surrounding the topic of the goal you want to achieve. Fair enough, yeah? So what we're saying to you is this, that ultimately, if your efforts are actually not returning the investment you're wanting, that that you're doing the work, you believe you're doing the work, you're putting the stuff out there, and it's hard, it's just not working. There's a couple of things at play. One of them is truly the attitude, the beliefs, the truth of the situation is that you actually don't want the growth, that you're scared of the growth in some way, shape, or form, that in having the growth, it would actually cause you pain because doubling or tripling your business could actually break you. Yeah? And so the question we have for you is, imagine for a second, right now, if in the next 2 days, we doubled your clientele, we doubled your profits. Here's the funny thing, people will go, I'd love double profits, but would you really? If we doubled your profits in the next 2 days, what would break?
What is the weakest link in your business? What is the weakest link in your structure, in your system? To take that, a weakest link, even if it's on multiple chains, the chain will always break at the weakest link. And it's to identify what is your weakest link in there. And that is ultimately what you need to focus on.
Yep. And it's the whole build it and they will come. To be honest with you, there are certain times in business that you should just go for it and build it as you go. Then there's other parts in business where you actually do need to make sure that you're ready and the foundation is built before you fill. There's that many businesses out there that actually did grow bigger than their boots, and it hurt them. They had to rebrand, it literally shut them down because they couldn't deliver on the customer service. Their quality of customer service, product, service, whatever, fell down so rapidly because they weren't structured to take on that kind of growth.
They imploded onto themselves,
Yep. And to be honest with you, be happy. If you're falling into the pool, that you're sabotaging unconsciously your own business growth, because if it was to grow at a rapid rate, it would actually hurt you, hurt your brand, and hurt your clients, then be grateful that you're not the guy that didn't have that automatic, self-sabotage response to not having things be even worse than they could be. So I would prefer there's 2 ways you can learn how to make sure you build a better back end. So we're talking about back end, right? This is the back end of business. There's 2 ways you can learn, or 2 ways you can be motivated to build a better back end. One of them is by answering this question and being what I call creative or proactive. So to me, I don't know about you, Quinton, but there's 2 ways to exist in this world. There's create or react. Yeah?
Totally.
Yeah. So you can be creative and ask yourself the right questions in business and therefore create, be in flow, feel awesome. So go to yourself, okay, my goal is X. Why do I want it? I want it because blah, 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 blah. What could potentially F up? What could go wrong? What's the worst thing that could happen if I actually achieve this soon? Make a list of all of that stuff. Now, if you're creative and you're proactive, you'll take that list of things that were all the things that could potentially F up, potentially not be fun, potentially take your time, your money, your freedom, and create a plan to get those things sorted ASAP. Yeah?
Yeah.
And Quinton and I was saying that ultimately, usually if you answer the question, if you doubled my clientele in 2 days, what would that really truly mean? Oh shit, I'd be working 16 hours a day. Or, oh my God, it would break. If just one of my staff members was to be sick, we're screwed. We can't facilitate it. Yeah. We can't meet the demand. Or, I really don't want to work more hours. Whatever it might be that your answer is. If the answer is, oh crap, you know what, it's not ecological, it's not good for me, it's not good for my clients, it's not good for my staff, it's not good for my industry image, none of that stuff, then you know that you've got to work on it. Ultimately, though, Quinton and I were chatting about this before, and it came down to two things. It's either your business model is actually not right, or you need a better team, you need a bigger team, you need better systems.
Yeah, totally.
And the gift of this is this, that's right, the gift in it is, this question, guys, is so freaking, next level awesome. That imagine for a second if all you did was ask yourself this question every single time you set a new target for your business, and you fixed this shit before it was a problem. How much better is that than the other way people tend to work on their back end, which is, oh shit, we're growing, everything's breaking, there's weeds everywhere.
Yeah.
It's the difference between, say, I want you to think of it visually, if business owners don't actually take care of the little details, they become really big problems. So imagine it like all of a sudden you're in your home and your home represents your business. And imagine all of a sudden if your dishwasher broke down, your washing machine broke down, your bed broke, your TV broke, your fridge broke, right?
Yeah.
How much harder would it be to live in that home?
A lot. You'll put yourself through a lot of suffering. First of all, problems, but you'll put yourself through a lot more suffering than what you're used to, definitely, yeah.
Yep, and so this is where you're kind of making sure that in your business, all of the stuff's working so you can function accordingly. That's the way I see it. So if you don't do this, if you don't prepare for the future, if you don't ask these questions of yourself, one, you could end up growing your business and actually going bust and killing your brand because you didn't deliver on the promise, you didn't deliver on the customer service, you pissed a lot of people off, and now you have a bad name out there. Two, you could burn out completely and your health will suffer, and I assure you there's nothing worse than losing this. Yeah. Without this body, without this mind, you've got nothing. It's the greatest asset we have. Yeah. So to me, I much prefer to be creative and proactive. Yeah. Ask better questions, be future thinking in business. Be creative, be going, okay, let's make sure that what in our business plan we're not just going profit. We're actually ecologically building the business, the foundations as we go with that. And here's the funny part. Quinton and I noticed that all of our clients, including ourselves, will actually sabotage our efforts if it's not in alignment. Meaning that if you, on some level, are scared of business growth because of what it's going to potentially negatively do to your time, money, and freedom, you'll actually not get it. That you could put out heaps of marketing campaigns and they just won't work because you're not vibrating at the frequency of complete certainty and welcoming these clients.
Yeah.
It's
I love that you're pointing out on the certainty. It's the certainty that the business owner has about themselves being to sustain the standard that they essentially set to begin with. I mean, it's one thing if there is no standard, then you'll take everyone as you can get. But are you then really serving your clients? Are you really allowing them to achieve their results in a most ecological way? Versus someone who has a standard and is like, if I only have X amount of clients, I'm certain that I can get them the results. The moment I get double that, I don't know if I have enough time. And that's where the uncertainty starts to crumble, and people start to see that. They start to feel that in your marketing message and everything. Now, I just want to point out here, this doesn't mean having to have everything perfect before getting out. Because this is now coming to me that I know a lot of you might be thinking, do I need to plan the perfect strategy, the perfect campaign? Do I need to have everything in place before I do something? No, you don't. You need to get something out there so you can get the ball rolling. But you also need to understand that you will get what you deserve. If you don't have the right structures or systems out there, you can't even get one person. You can't even attract one client. But if you get something out there to get the ball rolling, you might attract 1 or 2 prospects, 1 or 2 leads, which turn into 1 client. And as you develop that, you are now starting to see where the weakest link is in that kind of strategy. And therefore, you can then tweak it so that it becomes a strategy, a campaign that turns over 10, 20 clients over a period of time. But the key here is still get it out there, get it started, solve the problem as it's happening through it. Yep. Be prepared that you're not going to get a flood of clients coming in just because you put out a post or just because you run an ad, because you don't have the systems in place to be able to sustain that, and therefore your vibration is in a completely different level.
Yep. The more excited you are, the more you're certain that you can actually take a double. Like if you want, there's two keys to this though. One of them is you need to make sure that your back end can serve and deliver and rock your clients' worlds and create raving fan clients. Yeah. That certainty tends to have us just be a lot more sexier in our marketing.
Yeah, totally.
But two, get this, you could have the best back end. Here's the funny part. So this is where we go to yet another level of this is, you could have the best back end. You could actually be ready to take on, you could be ready to double your clients. However, if you're coming from a place of fear and scarcity, your marketing won't work either. So there's 2 areas to me that your marketing won't work. One is you're literally vibrating at scarcity. There's a shit, I need clients.
That is an awesome point where you're putting out. Even if it is someone that, my apologies to interrupt, even
no,
if
it
is someone that wants to have everything perfect, they're still coming from a point of scarcity, trying to put something out there that is an unachievable level because they are afraid that it might break in the future, versus just getting it out there and building it along the way as they're then growing from there. So the vibration, the scarcity that you're talking about, awesome point.
Yep. And get that. Like, it really does drive people. Quite a scarcity, I believe, is one of the, I reckon it's the most powerful influencer. Yeah. It's why it's been used in marketing and sales for as long as I can possibly remember. But ultimately, when you're listening to this, it's ask yourself, what do I want? I want it, and why do I want it? I want it because good. What could potentially go wrong if I had it? What could be a negative effect of this happening? Okay, here's some stuff. Oh shit, I'll actually work a lot more. Do I want to work that much? No, I don't. What do I need to make sure I do so I don't work that much? Okay, I need to hire somebody else. Yeah. Cool, I now know that as I build clients, I also need to start training somebody else. So in the next 3 months, it kind of mushes in and I've got my freedom back and I've upscaled my business. Yeah. Yay. Now that's all good and great. The second thing to remember though is this, that it's is this goal coming from a place of wealth vibration or scarcity vibration? Because the other thing that actually screws us over in business, in our marketing efforts, is that we're not vibrating at the receiving of the actual wealth itself, the increasing profitability. We're building marketing because we're freaking out, because we've got bills rolling in, cash flow's a problem, we're worried about how we're going to pay our staff, insert whatever problem here. Now, if you're vibrating at a frequency of, oh shit, I need more cash flow, there's something also that happens to the result of your marketing campaigns. They also tend to flop pretty hard. Yeah. So the second thing here is understand that you as the business owner need to develop the leader within you. You need to have your shit sorted. You need to be certain. You need to have a lot of personal development hit in to a point where you can just go with the flow, where you literally just you handle debt well. You handle a bad month really well. It's not an issue to you. In developing that muscle over time in business, where problems that used to be big don't even scratch the surface now.
Yeah.
The growth, the personal growth in that is actually what has you attract the bigger business in the first place. Because the bigger business, the bigger profitability won't even come to you if you're still here in the vibration of very, very small business problems where, you really do spaz out and lose your shit and stress out over the small stuff. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, totally.
Yep.
Yeah.
And no marketing strategy is going to fix that. If you're going, oh, my problem is I need better marketing, I need more clients. No, you don't. You need to friggin', you need to chill out and feel good. You actually need to take a deep breath, relax, and understand that, what? Wealth is all there is. Abundance is all there is. You need to change some of the beliefs you have around the way you see profitability and success.
Yes.
And not make it mean so much, not make it so friggin' significant. Literally just roll with the punches, get on, brush yourself off and keep going and stay happy and curious and not take all of this so seriously. I've shared this before in a podcast, and at the intensive I ran on Sunday, I was talking to my awesome peeps about this, and I was saying, at the end of the day for me, I believe I'm eternal. I don't believe that this is my only life. I could be wrong, who cares, right? We're not talking about what's truth and what isn't. But I believe I've been around for a very long time, and I'll be around for a very long time again. And whenever anything happens in business for me that could potentially trigger scarcity, like if I did have, some marketing campaign that flopped or whatever, right? I say to myself, in 10,000 years, in my goodness knows what next life, will I even remember this?
Yeah.
And I'm like, no. Like, if you actually see life as a video game and it's, ding dong, next game, next game, next game, it takes the scarcity out of it. Like, to me it does. I see life as mind you, I am competitive, I want to win, so I'm taking this video game very seriously. However, if you see it as a video game and there's an eternity of them, and on your 10,000th game, will you even remember the first one you had? Have you ever played video games, Quinton?
I love video games.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? By if just like next life, you get your next life, you get your next life. You've got 5, 10, 20 lives. Do you even remember the loss of the first life? No.
No.
But
you keep on progressing, you keep on learning, and you keep on growing. But the journey prior to that, you're like, how could I have not seen that? How could I not have overcome that with the skills that I have right now, with the amount of lives that I've gone through?
Yep.
Totally agree with you.
And you can either enjoy playing a video game, or you can be a bit like my brother, who knows shit. When I was growing up, he broke joysticks, or they call the thingy. What's that called?
The joystick, the controller.
Yeah, the controller.
Yeah.
Seriously, we'd be playing, or I honestly probably played a lot more than I did. So I'd play a little bit, then I'd go off to do something else. And all I'd hear is F's and F and this and bang, smash, crash, like he's throwing the controller. Really, really getting quite passionate about the challenge.
Did he have the headphone as well, so he's talking to everyone? Yes.
Yep. Now here's me. I'd get on the game and I'd be like, do. Bum, bum, bum. Okay, next game. Why am I sharing this? Because ultimately, guys, it's your attitude. Your marketing will work better if your attitude is epic. How do you get a better attitude? You become a better leader. You lead yourself. You have better belief systems. You choose to feel good no matter what. You make a decision that staying happy, looking after your mind and your body, is the most important thing you could possibly ever do.
Yeah.
And now you're vibrating at epic. So now if you're vibrating at epic, you then know if something's not working inside of your business growth strategies, it's either, one, that, to be honest with you, deep down inside you secretly don't want the growth because it's going to cause you pain.
Yeah.
Or two, your strategy sucks. What you're doing actually sucks and you need to learn more about whatever you're doing. So, you're like, oh, this whole Facebook advertising thing is not working for me. But you're in a good mood and you want the growth. It could be that you actually suck at Facebook advertising. You need to learn more or get someone like Quinton to do it for you. What's your take on that?
Absolutely agree with you. Definitely, if you keep doing the same thing over, expecting a different outcome, it's the main cause of insanity, as one famous person once said.
Yes, it means you're a bit wonko, quite
Yeah,
frankly.
so-
You're a bit...
So it really comes down, if you're in tune, and you will know when you're in tune, when you're in the zone and you're not getting results, that's when you then can start to look at, cool, let's try something else. Let's see what else is going. Maybe you need to go and check in. A great thing that has helped me was actually to go and find a coach. It is to go in and find a mentor, or go and learn new things, go read books about people who have achieved this. And that itself has taught me the strategy to move forward. They share a lot of things. I don't believe it is the strategy that is broken. I think it really comes down to the individual. But it doesn't mean that you can go fishing with
a shoe.
With a shoe or with an orange or whatever. You still need to have the right equipment. And
Yeah.
with that comes, as you're growing, that you can learn from different people.
Yep. And honestly, like over the years, my formula for this is 80-20. It's actually 80% vibration, 20% strategy.
Love
Now,
that.
please
Yeah.
don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that all you need is vibration, because that's bullshit. Otherwise, you've only got 80% of the equation. You still need strategy.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just that if all you're using, if you flip this is the funny part. If you flip this and have 80% strategy, 20% vibration, you will get there. It'll just take you 10 years longer.
Yeah.
It's an uphill battle when your vibration's not in check. It's a wee downhill slide when your vibration's in check. And I don't know about you, but I much prefer to slide than climb.
Especially if you have to push a boulder uphill as well.
As a kid, climbing's fun, but how much, we remember that, when I was a kid, we used to go to these water slides up in the mountains.
Yeah.
And that was so cool, Quinton. However, so you had your special rubber band on that said you could go unlimited for the whole day.
Yeah.
Now, you had to friggin' walk up, and you had this tubey thing you sat in. So you had to you'd go down. It was awesome. It was really awesome. It was long. It would take you up, and you'd almost flip. It was really, really wicked awesome.
Yeah.
Then you'd get to the bottom, and you'd literally have to walk all the way back up the hill in order to slide down again. The truth of the matter is that, yes, we walked up the hill to slide, but what did we prefer? Did we prefer the sliding, or did we prefer the walking up the hill? Of course we wanted to slide.
Yes.
So what I'm saying to you is you can either grow your business by sliding down, or you can grow it by walking up to the slide.
Yeah.
You'll get the result. However, how do you want to do it? Do you want to do it and have fun, or do you want to do it and be painful? And it's funny, I think we've spoken about this before, but in the world that we live in, it's just, for some weird reason, humans have put this status onto hard. If it's hard, you get a medal.
Yeah.
That through all odds, through this person, they had no leg and no left eye, and their parents abandoned them,
Yeah.
and their best friend stole their wife, and whatever, right? This tragic story, and they still, they conquered, they made it, they got to the top. It took them 10 years, but they got there. Wow! What an achievement compared to this girl. She was brought up in a great home, never had a problem, married the love of her life, got 3 healthy children, decided to conquer this mountain, did it, in one day. Woohoo! And everyone's oh yeah, good on her.
Exactly, yeah.
And it's just funny because the world we live in seems to acknowledge or seems to raise the status of people that struggle. I don't think we need to struggle in life. I really do believe that even when things happen that aren't seen as awesome, they lead to something pretty remarkable.
100% agree with you. Believe that 100%.
And what if we all had the attitude that life was happening for us?
Just gonna say that. You took the words out of my mouth. It's like
It's
Pinot words. What's going on here? So true. It is. It's
the rapport of the wine. I'm telling you, it's the. Yes. So yeah, what if life was happening? Wasn't happening to you, it was happening for you. And what if it was happening from you? Meaning that, it's all perfect. To be honest with you, every road is perfectly fine. It will get you there. There is no right or wrong. You can't ever go off course. It's just your perspective and your state that will determine the quality of the journey there and the speed at which you actually achieve the stuff that makes you even happier. Because when we're happy, we get more happy.
And we attract happy too.
We do. We truly, good, like little invisible awesome things happen. Like Quinton and I drink the same wine and build even stronger rapport. It's true though. Like the more happy you are, ironically though, when I look back over my life, I've also experienced some things that would be perceived as not so happy, meaning that, technically speaking, they're tragic type things.
Yeah.
And the irony is that if they didn't happen, I wouldn't be me. Like, for example,
that's
when
like
I was
the
a kid,
question, what would you do differently in your life?
Nothing.
Like, exactly. It's like those things happened for a reason for you to become the person that you are right now. You had those conversations, those experiences, you saw those things, they made up you. So if you decide to do anything differently, you wouldn't be you right now.
No. And I couldn't, I'm really happy and proud of who I am. Yeah. I love who I am. I'm conscious. I live consciously. But I don't believe I would have gotten to this level of personal development thinking if I hadn't have gone through what I went through. It's funny, because as a kid, I went through quite a lot. Like in primary school, I had no friends. I had one friend who then left me. Then I really didn't have friends. No one liked me. I was actually popular, but in a bad way. I was the most hated girl in school. I was the jinx kid, like no shit. They called me jinx. I was like this alien that if you sat next to you got a disease. That literally people wouldn't even sit on the same bench as me because it was cooties. It was not. So I used to come home and play pretend that I had friends. I used to dress up in my mum's awesome clothes and pretend I was a superstar and everyone loved me and everyone knew my name. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is that I know what it feels like to be picked on. I know what it feels like to be hurt. I know what it feels like to be bullied. I know how it feels to be so isolated, so alone, so unconnected, unbelonging, unloved, unwelcomed. That as a result, my compassion for others is off the charts. I know what it feels like to hurt. So the way I can, does that make sense? So as a coach, as a mentor, I feel a fraction of my clients' pain and I can help them even more. I've got even more sensitivity to others, which means I treat people really well, which means that here's the irony, from no friends to the most epic friends on the planet.
Yeah.
Yeah? Because none of my friends are ordinary. They're all like Quinton. They're all amazing humans with the biggest hearts who just fucking love at an extraordinary level that I can feel totally vulnerable with, that I can be myself with, that I feel so safe with, that would never, ever, ever hurt me, that would help me in any situation. And they're the kind of friends that books are written about, They're the kind of friends that, to be honest with you, a lot of people on the planet never get to experience. And it's because, ironically, because of this seemingly not so great thing, I now have the most epic thing ever. However, if that never happened, I wouldn't have what I have. And so as a result, how could I possibly turn back time and undo it? It gave me the greatest gift. But I can say that about everything that I've ever been through. I can say that about my divorce and what I learnt and who I became in the process of it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be sitting here right now with you, Quinton, if it hadn't have been for that.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you've got similar stories to tell. And I'm sure guys, we have a choice in life. You can either look for the gold in things or you can be a victim. You can either, take the choice to be a leader and to make a better decision, or you can be a victim. Ultimately, it's either be epic or be a victim.
I know which one I choose. But it's funny you say that, is having to go through that and upbringing, having the contrast as to what it's like and what it is, and appreciating that contrast. Otherwise, how would you know? And it is having that, I believe our upbringing has shaped us to experience the fruit of our lives right now. And yes, there may be people in the world who are in different positions, but even them, they have things that they are so grateful for where they were to where they are, and how they're going to be in a few years. Things are going through, things change, and it is ultimately shaping that character. It is building you. It is
Yes,
allowing
yes,
you
yes,
to
yes,
be
yes.
epic.
Yes,
Oh,
and here's the thing. Like ultimately, this gets me so excited because business is the best personal growth journey you'll ever undertake if you're willing to undertake it. Because ultimately, just get this for a second, right? That the who you are right now is manifesting, creating, receiving, attracting, getting all the stuff that you have right now in your business and in your life, and that needs an upgrade. The who you are needs an upgrade for you to then have different results. So if ever you're in challenge, if ever you're going through the bumpy parts of business growth, embrace them. Do you know why? Because at the end of the bumps is always, always, always the treasure. Always. Provided you embrace them and provided you ask better questions and provided you actually work through it, not as a victim but as a leader.
yeah.
Not as, oh, why does shit always happen to me? The universe hates me. But as okay, what's the gift in this? What could potentially be the learning? What do I need to get out of this? What can I improve? Be resourceful. Get a coach. Get a mentor if you need help. It's half the time when I work with my clients, yes, I'm teaching them cool strategies. Ultimately, it's usually shifting the character, shifting the person that they are into a different person who thinks and looks differently. And then they're like, oh, most of your problems are actually inside your head
Totally.
and not a reality. A shift in the who you are, how you see things, expanding your own consciousness changes the whole thing.
I think
And
that
so
would be an amazing episode to do where we actually discuss that whole idea as to letting go. What is the reality of our own reality and how do we perceive things and what does it actually mean? All of these personal development. I think that would be an epic episode. And as our listeners love listening to us, I think they're going to appreciate it as well. So let's make that. That would be epic.
Epic, epic, epic. Okay, cool. We're going to go even deeper into the quantum. I freaking love the quantum super things. As you're listening to this, I dare say that if you're one of our peeps, you love these conversations because we have them a lot.
Yeah.
And to me, I find the meaning of life stuff so fascinating as a business owner because business owners are the ultimate creators. Like I think like ultimately there's an employee. If you get into sales, you actually start like it's a notch above. Employee. It's sort of in between business owner and employee because as a salesperson, you need to vibrate at a pretty awesome frequency to attract sales.
Yeah.
And it's not just skill; it's actually like the vibration that you have. I remember in my first sales role, just my vibration was so epic that I kept attracting all the best apparently leads that other people, my colleagues would complain and literally say, Gabby gets all the best leads. And it wasn't even like that. It was just, I just attracted them purely because I was in my happy. And they were all like, life sucks. And every single lead they got, they turned into a shit lead. Not that it was to begin with. They actually turned it in. They had the people react that way. Business owners, depending on where we're vibrating, will determine the quality and the juice of our business. If you are in an awesome state and you feel epic and you're doing everything you can to work on you, your own development, grow, keep educating yourself, keep expanding who you are, evolve into the best version of yourself every single day, you'll find that your business follows because our businesses are reflections of us. And if your business is in trouble, it's actually showing you that you're in trouble.
Totally agree. It's a great way of gauging as to where you are in life. As you're saying, it's the most amazing personal development growth journey you will ever undergo. So use it and make the most out of it. Like test yourself, gauge yourself, and see where you can improve from.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. Like just to sort of bookend that, and actually not to bookend it, to actually elaborate on it. I remember years ago learning that your intimate relationship, is the best mirror into your own soul you'll ever have.
Yes.
So basically the deal went that, your partner, who you've got the most rapport with usually, and you're with all the time, will literally mirror back to you what's going on inside of you.
Yeah.
And if you're doing well inside of you, then you're actually going to have flow in your relationship. If you're not, you're going to find friction with the relationship. And whatever you find yourself bitching and complaining about with your partner, you should point the finger back at yourself, do some soul searching, excuse me, as it will
Discover
show
what's
you.
going on. Yeah.
Yeah, it will show you what's going on within you. And so as a result, like your love relationships can be a beautiful personal development journey, just like business. And so I remember that, and I remember, in my old relationship, like looking at, okay, this is the problem, and asking myself, hold on a minute, like what if I was to point that back? And in taking that strategy, wow, did I grow? In actually, like, as opposed to my husband sucks, or like, my boyfriend or whatever. People complain about their partners.
Yeah.
The next time you complain about your partner, the next time you complain about your business, shut up. Point the finger back at yourself and ask yourself, how is that? How is this a gift? How is this potentially an insight into something that I need to develop?
Yes.
And I really do believe you'll find epic business growth. And if you take this journey on, I believe your marketing will rock.
Awesome.
What about you?
Totally agree. That's perfectly said. Love it.
I like it too. All right, well, in that case, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure and honor hanging out with you today. Remember just to sum up what we spoke about today, it's this. When you're growing your business, yes, it is a little bit of a journey. Sometimes you're like, woohoo, this is exciting. Sometimes it feels like you're fighting friggin' monsters.
Yeah.
Yeah? The other times, you're back to woohoo, the reaping the rewards. If you're currently feeling like you're fighting a few monsters, what we're sharing with you is this. Ask yourself, there's my goal. Why do I want it? Awesome, we know the good. What could potentially go wrong? Awesome, now we know if there's things that need to be sorted before the goal can actually come about into your life ecologically.
Yeah.
Secondly, ask yourself, am I in the vibrational frequency to receive this goal? Meaning that, am I in the being? It's funny, Quinton, there's a really awesome hack for this too. If I say to you, what do you want? And you say, say you say to me, I want $500,000 a year in profit.
I want $500,000 a year in profit. Yeah.
Dunsky. And I was to say to you, okay, in having that, how would that make you feel?
Let's go with it'll make me happy, it'll make me joyful, I can do more things.
But really feel it. Like right now, and I want you guys to do this with us as we end this call. So right now, whatever your number is, what's the amount that you believe is going to give you the lifestyle that you're seeking? Cool?
Yeah.
Whatever the number is, pop it in your head. Have you got a number in your head?
Yeah.
Awesome. So now I want you to really feel this, taste it, smell it. I want you to really experience this. So it's see it, feel it, hear it, taste it, smell it. Just, it's right there. And I want you to tell me, honestly, vulnerably, how do you feel in having it?
A little bit scared. It's a little bit of uncertainty. I've put it to a point where I'm not comfortable with it. Like it's very uncomfortable figure. It's very much like that would be epic, absolutely epic. But it's at that point where it kind of makes my stomach tingle a little bit. Where it's like, cool. I know that I've reached a point where it's like that's what I'm striving for, because it is the next level for me.
Yep. Out of curiosity, this uncomfort that you're talking about, this is like a butterfly's stomach kind of.
That's what it is.
Tight butt, yeah. Cool. So out of curiosity, with that, is it a good tight butt or is it like this is like a tight butt?
I don't know.
Like
it's awesome.
It's an awesome tight butt. All right, cool.
It's not at a point where I'm like going back inward, where I'm like I can't do this. It is like, wow, that is such a whole next level. If I get it, I'm the man. But it's like that is pushing me to the next limit. So cool. It's that kind of tight butt. Yeah. I
like it. Let's go down just a little bit. I want you to drop the target just a little bit, just beyond, like just below the point where it becomes tight butt. To that point where all you're going to have access to, and this goes for everybody, all you're going to have access to is all the cool stuff that money is going to give you the access to do. So this is where, why do you want the money? Yeah? Why do you want the profitability? Because it's going to give you the freedom, the time, the adventures, the gifts, the contribution, whatever it is that you're going to do with this money. Cool? Yeah? Just to that point for me.
Yeah.
Now, have that figure in mind, whatever that figure is, that you've got lifestyle. You've got the lifestyle that's definitely next level, that you feel like, yeah, this is it.
Yeah.
Yeah? Yep. However, there's complete flow. You feel comfortable at this income level. Have you got that figure?
Yeah, got it.
Awesome. Now what I want you to do is I want you to tap into what are the feelings. So for example, it's the feeling of clarity. It could be a feeling of like just flow and happiness and space. Like it just feels like spacious and free and beautiful and connected. For you, imagine having that be a reality. And how do you feel, even if you want to close your eyes and really just feel into it, how do you feel in the ability to live that life?
Feels like I've got control of where we're going and what's going on. It's like I feel like I've got certainty around it, where it's no longer that I'm rushing between things. It's just like it is there, I'm there, we're all there, and we can make use of whatever is around us.
Love it. So there's a massive certainty. Yeah. Let's elaborate on that. Do you do you feel calm? Is there a calm or is there a fire?
It's total calmness. It is. We are here. We are comfortable. We are enjoying what is here. There's no longer the point of the rush or the have to do or that or looking after it. It is just we are here. This is what's been provided. It is. We can live here.
Love it. And so I'm loving this. The certainty, the calm, the flow. Is there a peace? Tell me if you can feel peace. Is there a certain kind of peace?
Yeah.
Why do I ask this? Because you know what, Quinton? Every single person, and as you're listening to this, I imagine you're feeling these things too. Every single person that I know that has an income goal, the reason they have it is because they believe it's going to make them feel even calmer, even certain-er, even more peaceful and even more happy. Yeah? And it's actually those that are the feelings that we're looking for. We want to feel like relaxed, calm, peaceful, flow, chilled.
Yeah.
There's this like just real kind of like kind of feeling. Yeah, can you feel that?
Yeah, totally.
Yep. Now here's the kick. That all you need to do in order to actually vibrate at the frequency to attract the goal that you want is to elicit that feeling on a day-to-day basis. That when you be the being of what it is that you want, you'll actually attract the inspired action you need to take, and you'll attract the having of the cool stuff.
Yeah.
Which means that if you're being calm and confident and certain and peaceful and even more certain, like for you it's massively certainty. So as you're listening to these guys, girls, whatever the feelings were that you felt in the living out your ideal profitability, they're the feelings you want to invoke every single day, a few times a day. Actually, ideally you want to try and become the person who feels this way on a day-to-day basis. And in doing so, you'll have it. So please get that the who you are right now is getting you the results that you have right now. If you want different results, you actually need to tweak the who, and the catch to do it is to change the being of the who. So, upon this note, with great love, peace, certainty, we would like to invite you all, if you haven't already, to go to marketingwithvino.com. And there you'll see a button that says join the marketingwithvino.com group. Join the Marketing with Vino group. So we've created a beautiful private Facebook group for all our listeners to come in, ask questions, chat with us, be able to keep the conversation going. Yeah. So please do join the club. And all you do is click the button, and one of our awesome peeps or ourselves will actually let you in. We'll accept you, is what we're trying to say. Unless you look really dodgy, but I'm pretty sure you don't. We'll accept you in. There's resources in here. You get to hear about the upcoming episodes straight up, and you get to ask questions and interact with us, and not just talk to us, give us some questions, talk back, please. It'd be great to hear from you. Quinton, you're a rock star. I freaking love you so much. I'm so grateful that we get to do this together. Mwah. Thank you so much for sharing your wisdom, your gold. Before we do sign off, is there anything else from this week of you having these conversations? Is there anything else you wanted to share with our killer awesome people before we sign off?
No, just to have a crushing week. Like, if you're listening to this, whatever day of the week, don't discriminate, get shit done, crush it, and achieve your goals, make it happen.
Love it.
Lots of love.
Crush it, people. We love you. See you next time.
Ciao.
You've been listening to Marketing with Vino. If you enjoyed this episode and want to access the resources discussed in this episode, go to marketingwithvino.com and select which episode you've listened to.